Aladdin is one of the most beloved fairy tales of all time, with numerous adaptations bringing magic, adventure, and wonder audiences. And then there's Aladdin and the Death Lamp. This movie is so bad that I would suggest you give it a watch. Created by the Asylum, the company known for making cheap knockoffs, was directed by Mario Azzopardi in 2012. Instead of a magical-filled movie full of adventure, we got a low-budget sci-fi movie that has terrible CGI and weak performances. So what went wrong? Aladdin and the Death Lamp failed because it misunderstood the original story, suffered from terrible CGI, and had dull and lifeless performances, and lacked the charm and excitement that makes the legend of Aladdin so timeless. Instead of being an excited new take, it became a cheap, forgettable mess that left audiences wondering why it even exists. This movie is unlike the Disney's Aladdin you know. Aladdin and the Death Lamp follows treasure hunter Aladdin and his friend Lucas as they discover a mysterious lamp, only to unleash an evil jinn instead of a wish-granting genie. With the help of warrior Shifa and the scholar Khalil, they must find the Seal of Solomon, the only artifact capable of imprisoning the jinn before it destroys everything. As they face rival treasure hunters, deadly traps, and the jinn's growing power, Aladdin must prove himself a hero before it's too late. For those of you who don't know what a jinn is, it's a powerful shape-shifting supernatural being from ancient mythology, often depicted as a smoky spirit or a humanoid entity capable of granting wishes, but with their own mysterious motives, and a tendency to be both benevolent and malevolent. Instead of having a fun blue genie having fun with you and singing along, you get an ugly CGI horror mess of a demon who kills people after granting their wishes. And for Aladdin, he wasn't some street smart guy. He was just a guy that wandered around reacting to things. You can tell that these actors are giving their best, but it's not great. Aladdin is a completely unforgettable character that has no charisma, personality, and no chemistry with everyone else. The villain is also just some random dude that wants the jinn and that's it. He has no motivation for anything else. Compare this to Disney's Aladdin, where every character from Aladdin to Jafar to the genie is memorable. Here, you'll forget them the moment the credits roll. The movie drags on with long stretches of dialogue that go nowhere and the action scenes that don't build up to anything nor pay off. There's barely any real tension or stakes. Aladdin just stumbles into problems and the plot resolves itself without any clever solutions. Instead of feeling like an epic action-packed adventure, it feels like a dragged-out, made-for-TV filler. One of the most bizarre things about Aladdin and the Death Lamp is that most of the characters speak with British accents.
Where's my cut? I didn't sell it.
What?
Shahir agreed to 20 gold pieces just like that. No bargaining, no haggling.
20 gold pieces? Why didn't you take it?
Think about it. If he's willing to pay what we wanted, no questions asked.
Despite the story being based on Middle Eastern folklore, instead of casting accurate actors with Middle Eastern backgrounds, they just chose whoever was around. There could be many reasons as to why this happened, like 1. The cast was likely Canadian or British. The film was produced by the Asylum, a low-budget studio that often hires Canadian or British actors for their quick productions. 2. The fantasy movie accent trope. Hollywood has a weird habit of using British accents to make characters sound historical or storybook-like. Fantasy movies like Lord of the Rings and Narnia do this all the time, so filmmakers probably thought it made the movie feel more epic. The problem? It just makes the movie feel even more disconnected from the original Aladdin story. 3. Zero cultural authenticity. The movie already butchers the source material, replacing the genie with a demon and stripping away the Middle Eastern setting. So it's not surprising that they didn't even try to get the accents right. It's just another sign that the film was made with zero effort to respect or represent its original culture. 4. Probably just laziness. The Asylum is known for rushing projects, and this was probably just another example of that. The actors likely used their natural accents, and the director didn't care enough to correct it. The final verdict, they just didn't care. Whether it was a budget, limitations, lazy direction, or just fantasy movie cliches, the British accent in Aladdin and the Death Lamp make no sense. And honestly, it just adds to how hilariously bad the movie is. In conclusion, Aladdin and the Death Lamp proves that not every fairy tale needs a gritty, dark retelling. It removes everything fun about Aladdin and replaces it with bad CGI, dull performances, and a lifeless script. Instead of being an exciting new take on a beloved story, it's a forgettable, poorly made TV movie that fails on every level. If you want a good Aladdin movie, just stick with Disney. If you want an unintentional comedy, maybe give this a watch. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on more deep dives into the weirdest movies out there.